Okay, let us solve this problem that we have on the board here. Of course, this is one of the questions that comes out every year, just to test your knowledge on light. Now, the question says, a concave mirror of radius of curvature 40 cm is to be used to obtain a real image of an object. The image is to be 1/3 as large as the object. Now the first question says, where should the object be placed? And the second question said, where is the image to be formed? Now how do we solve this problem? This question is as easy as ABC. Now, solution. We can divide this into two. Solution, where we have, now let's say, a concave mirror of radius of curvature. You and I know that radius of curvature, which is 40 cm. And we know the relationship between radius of curvature and the focal length of the mirror. Remember that this image, mirror in question is a concave mirror. And a concave mirror has a real principal focus. Therefore, we now have that the relationship between F and R is that F is R over 2. Therefore, the focal length is R, which is 40 over 2. Therefore, the focal length is 20 centimeter, 20 cm. Now, having gotten that, they say that the image is to be 1/3 as large as the object. Now, what does that mean? That is the magnification. That means magnification M is 1/3, 1/3, as large as the object. Now the question says, where should the object be placed? Where should the object be placed? That means we are looking for the object distance U. Now, before that, anytime you have F, you have U, common sense will now tell us that yes, 1/F, because from the relationship, 1/F is equal to 1/U plus 1/V. For us to get our U. Now, how can we get U from M? Remember that magnification is V all over U. Like that. Now, from the equation of magnification, since you are looking for U, there is no V. There is no V for us to make use of this equation. Now, we can use this to get our V. After getting V, we can now use it to get U. So we have these two unknowns at the same time. But because we are looking for this, we use this to get this, which will now give us that magnification is 1/3, which is equal to V all over U. Now, make V the subject. V will give us, all right, 3V. If we cross multiply, 3V will give us U. Now, we are looking for U. Since we are looking for U, we cannot make U the subject. Rather, we make V the subject. Therefore, V will give us U over 3. Now, we can now go into this equation. Now, if we go into this equation, we can now have 1/F. We have gotten our F to be 20. We put it here to 1/20 is equal to, now in place of U, we can now have 1/U. Now, 1/U, because that is what you are looking for. V, we have this, plus 1/U over 3. What do we do with this? We can now have 1/20 is equal to 1/U plus inverse of this. And of course, inverse means turn this upside down. And when we turn this upside down, we now have 3/U. That is what it will give us. If we turn this upside down, 3 goes up, U will come down, which is what we have here. At this point now, we can carry out the mathematical multiplication here, which will now give us 1 over u will give us 1 over 20 will give us LCM of these two variables here. The LCM is u. Now u divide u will give us 1. 1 times 1 will give us 1 plus u divide u. 1. 1 times 3. 3. Which will now give us that 1 over 20 is equal to 1 plus 3 will give us 4 all over u. At this point, we can cross multiply at this point. If you cross multiply there, we now have that u is equal to 20 multiplied by 4, and the u will give us 80 cm. In other words, the first question is, where should the object be placed? The object, for you to get a magnification of magnification that is 1/3 the size of the object, you must be placed at 80 centimeter. Now the second question says, where is the image to be formed? Where is the image to be formed? You can now come back to this equation. Let me clean here. You can come back to this equation, and if we come back to that equation that says so to solve the second one, we have 1 over 3, or we can have magnification is v all over u. Remember, they said, where should the image be formed? Where is the image to be formed? Now, since we have that already, magnification is 1 over 3. We put it there equal to v. We are looking for v all over u. We have gotten our u to be 80, which will now give us, if we cross multiply, we'll now have that 3v is equal to 80. Now, it will now give us that v is 80 over 3. And 80 over 3, by our calculation, 80 over 3 will give us 26.7 centimeter. That means for you to get an image that is the 1/3 as large as the object, the object should be placed 80 cm. Now, where the image should be formed 26.7 cm from the mirror. All right. If you enjoy this lesson, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, or share this video as well with a friend. Thank you very much.